Right, this is not financial advice. I think more important than ever in any of the videos I've ever made, it is important to point out that this particular one is definitely not financial advice. What this is a breakdown of sort of my portfolio split from last bear market that really worked for me, and going into the bull market really performed amazingly. A lot of people have asked me not to call it a bear market or bull market, the actual financial people that watch these videos. But they're just the terms that we use now in crypto. Apparently they don't really apply to crypto. So I'm going to say, downtime, uptime. So you know what I mean. So this is a normal bear market or downtime. This isn't what it is now. This isn't my portfolio now. This is what I had, in 2019 going into 2020, 2021. So this was sort of my layout. Because, the markets were crashing, I had moved most of my holdings into Bitcoin, 50% actually. And what that did was it held more of its value going downwards than the other cryptos would have. Many other cryptos nearly went to zero, or actually did go to zero, but the 50% BTC weight sort of helped minimize that crash, basically. Ideally, when, right at the top of the market, one should move most of one's holdings into dry powder. When I say dry powder, what I mean is either a stable coin or fiat. But the problem with that, of course, is if you do that, you trigger a tax event, which means the government wants to collect all of your gains. So a lot of people just basically kept stashing Bitcoin right through the bull market, right through the top, the all-time high. They just kept buying. So they haven't had to pay a dime in taxes because they just never sold anything. Shout out to Michael Saylor and the likes, right? Some people actually are 100% Bitcoin again, which is, they probably did better than most because, again, in the crash, Bitcoin didn't do too badly. In fact, Bitcoin is 50% back since the crash anyway. And if you carried on buying into the low, $15,000, then you're probably even in profit right now. So 50% in Bitcoin. Then I had 20% in dry powder, either fiat, USDT, USDC, and particularly last bear market, I had UST. I was lucky enough to have gotten out of my UST before the lunar crash, the depeg, but that happened in the bull market, which is why I was already out. Okay, so I held most of it in Tether, of course. So USDT, USDC, dry powder. And the reason why it's 20% and not larger is because most of my dry powder is already dollar cost averaged into crypto, right? So the 20% is there in case there's a flash crash, a dump, like what happened yesterday. I'd have enough dry powder to dollar cost average in, aka buy the dip. Occasionally also there would be sporadic runs in this section down here that I'm going to talk about. And those pumps were massive, and you'd have been just silly not to have taken profits and put some into your dry powder, even in downtimes. So the next bunch is 20% in the most promising large cap. And at that time, it was Ethereum. So I held 20% in ETH, which was really, really good indeed, because ETH did a 10x in the last bull run, believe it or not. So I got in at somewhere around $200 or something like this. It was absolutely insane. And it just ran up really hard. Yeah, that was my best performing asset of the last bull run, was Ethereum. The next 10% was split into two. Yeah, 5% was dedicated to my favorite mid cap. I actually jumped around from one mid cap to the other as they got more and more promising, announced some kind of project. For instance, I started with Chainlink, which is really secure. It's probably one of the most solid cryptos in the entire cryptosphere. It's such a solid crypto that it's got low volatility because people hardly sell it off. And it's really secure. Like all DeFi depends on Link. So it kind of is one of those cryptos that is going to be around for forever, basically. Because if Link dies, it's going to take about 50% of the crypto sphere with it. And then we had Avalanche, which is really popular because of the whole sort of NFTs, metaverse, etc. And then Polkadot at the time was really popular because of the parachain, etc. So there were some others as well. Like I said, I was jumping around. I bought a little bit of Solana, a little bit of Polygon, but I sold out of them when they pumped. So the ones I held longest were these three. And then, of course, I had the 5%, which I call gambling money, because I put them on like the most risky assets possible. And when I put them on those assets, I just basically forgot about the money and assumed I had lost the money, because these are the micro caps, the tiny caps. I've put small cap here, but I meant micro caps really, and meme coins. Unfortunately, I missed Shiba Inu, which did a colossal run, created a whole bunch of millionaires in the last bull run. But I did catch some smaller micro caps that did 10x's, 15x's and stuff. I never caught any of the 1 million x's like Shiba Inu. But again, it's gambling, so I was happy enough. In fact, there was one particular meme coin or tiny coin thing that did 100x that I caught actually. And that outperformed obviously all my other cryptos. But in terms of the amount of money I put on it, of course, it was nothing compared to how much ETH that I had. But these small caps are the ones that are going to create the ultra rich, the millionaires that you hear about in crypto. A lot of them are created actually in this area, because they're the ones that experience the ridiculous 15 million X, 400,000 X that you hear about. Again, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. And recently we've seen the power of memes in, Papercoin, Milady. We did a bit of a run. Milady is kind of dumped at the moment. It's completely almost feels like a rug pull. But even though obviously Papercoin is also dumped to much lower than it was, it's sort of holding and staying around. It looks like it might do well in the coming bull run. I haven't yet invested in any meme coins at the moment. I've still got my little 5% sitting in this pot here, looking for what meme coins to go into. I have found one meme coin, and I'm going to do a video about that in the coming future, probably this weekend. But I'm still researching it. Actually, the owners or whatever, whoever's behind it, reached out to me and asked if I could do a video for them. And I'm researching it at the moment. And I said to them, I'll have a look. If I like it and I buy, then I'm going to do a video about it, because I don't want to do a video about a token that I don't think is worth anything. I don't want to mention it now, obviously, because I don't want people jumping in on it without it actually being legit. But I think it has the potential that Shiba Inu did in the last bull run. And this might be the one that could turn little gambling money into something substantial. This bear market, this is looking really different for me at the moment. My largest holding at the moment is, of course, as you guessed, XRP. In fact, it's more than 50%. It's more like 70%, which is massive. I know a lot of people say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. People probably think I'm a little bit crazy. I'm like that, man. I put my money where my mouth is. The other 30% is sitting in a combination of dry powder and some long-term holds that I had, that I've had for maybe 6 or 7 years, that I really believe in and I support, projects that I support. I should probably talk about those projects as well, but I don't trade them, gamble them, buy more. I've just got this holding that is just sitting there because I really believe that one day this project is really going to take off. So it's a kind of a passion project. So I have 20% of my crypto investment sitting in this. Also, it's worth mentioning that this is the crypto investment, right? So it's not like, don't go be putting all the money you have in, crypto, right? Remember, crypto is dangerous. Crypto is risky, especially if you're dealing with, this kind of quadrant here, the mid caps, small caps, memes. BTC is safe. XRP, as far as we know, is safe and is really, really promising. Of course, if we do get that gigantic pump that we're expecting in XRP, that Bitcoin quadrant might suddenly grow, because at the moment I've got nearly zero Bitcoin, to be honest, because, XRP is looking really, really good at the moment. So there you have it. Those of you that asked, that was the plan from the last bull market that did very well. This year, though, looks a little bit different. XRP basically occupies that whole Bitcoin quadrant and a little bit more. Not financial advice. Do your own research, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.